For Charlottetown tonight, the goalkeeper is number 1, Carter Nunnery. Defensive mid is number 2, Cole Nag. Defensive number 3 is Dawson Malcolm. Number 5, defensive mid Sam Pigeon. Midfielder is number 6, William Cardona. Defensive mid number 7 is Iman Madir. Midfielder number 8 is Gabriel Sumner. Forward is Tyler Trimble. Number 10 is Drew Hansen. Next is Tucker Kieran, number 14. And number 15 is Hughes Martinovich. Head coach is Morteza Ibrahim. And for your Apotheos FC, captain is number 2. Defensive mid Craig Chisholm. Goalkeeper is Lucia Metaphriaski. 4 is Jack Humphreys. 5 is Christopher Stanford. 6 is Leon Goodman. 8 is Miguel Gonzalez. 9, Aaron Whitten. 10 is Cody Tanaka. 11 is Bowen Lekaaka. 14 is David Nujanus. 19 is Keegan Gaffney. Our head coach of our Apotheos FC is Johnny Mercado. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that everyone please rise and gentlemen remove your hats for our national anthem. Let's get this energy of Apotheos fans. Let's go!
And the weather's holding off here, but nothing can stop the chaos of NPSL Southeast action in Atlanta, Georgia. Good evening, everybody. I'm Jared Smith alongside Madison Cruz. Welcome to Silverbacks Park for what should be a very exciting evening of NPSL action. We have Charlottetown Hops coming to town for their second visit ever to Atlanta to take on Apotheos FC. Both these teams putting up a lot of goals early in the season, not played the same amount of games, though. Apotheos, led by Johnny Mercado, have a 2-1-1 record last time out with a 4-1 victory at Bristol Rhythm FC. A road victory carrying them through. Lekaaka with 2 goals. Whitten and Miguel Gonzalez got on the score sheet as well. As for Charlottetown got off to a 4-0 win last time against Greenville United. Drew Hansen posting the hat trick. He has 4 goals on the season so far. Very impressive start to the second year in this club's existence. We saw him make strides last year, and it looks like they are trying to continue that coming into 2024, bringing in Madison Cruz. And Madison, from what you've kind of gathered from both of these teams, what are you looking forward to tonight?
It's going to be a battle. I think for both of these sides, even though you might not look at it, you have Charlottetown, you feel a bit of a tension there. You want a little bit of that Southeastern rivalry almost in that whole league. Everyone wants to be the kings of the Southeast when you're in this region, and I think that's what we're going to see here tonight on the field.
I think so, too. In the last 2 years that a team has won the Southeast, they have advanced far enough to make their way into the U.S. Open Cup. Apotheos did it this year. Before that is Appalachian FC, who actually got a cup set under their belt back in 2023. And, of course, there is the old saying of you get enough teams like this in a smaller conference, they're going to hate each other eventually the more they play. Both these teams were a lot of fun to watch last year. Apotheos, a different squad than they were last year. But for Charlottetown Hops, Morteza Ibrahim, is back for his second season in charge of this club. Really excited to see what this club looks like coming into year two. As we mentioned, so far this season, 9 goals in 3 games. They were shut out in one of those games, but it's been, when they put the ball in the net, they don't stop doing so until the referee takes the ball away at the end of the night. Looking like we're about ready. Teams are on the field. Teams are getting loose. The huddles are over. Both goalkeepers are back. Doesn't look like anybody's kicked in the post to narrow the goals a little bit. Referee points to the spot. Let's get underway. Apotheos will take it first. A long ball down, trying to find Bolan Lekiaka. Let's head it back towards the middle, and a bit of a scrum. Trying to find their place in this right now. Charlottetown. Played out for an early corner. That's Miguel Gonzalez. Excuse me, not Miguel Gonzalez. That's Gabriel Slamer Lopez, who was got on the score sheet before for the Charlottetown Hops team. Standing over this out-swinging corner, it's hit low and tried to be flicked back in. Rattles around in the box before it's eventually recovered over on the side, and it's fired in, and it's going to be right off the outside of the post. It's in! It is in! And a dream start for the visitors. Charlottetown Hops recycled the set piece to the left-hand side, played it into the right.
That's a Charlottetown goal by number 5, Sam Pigeon.
And it's Sam Pigeon who puts that in the back of the net on the scramble, and within really 70 seconds, Charlottetown picking up right where they had been playing early on in the season.
Well, Charlottetown didn't let up at all in that build-up play. They kept going at it, and it all started with a Charlottetown player being wide open on that left side. And that's something that Apotheos has to be wary about, especially going into this match and how many goals Charlottetown has scored this season. You have to watch everybody, because everybody is going to try to knock it in the back of the net.
So it's a dream start for the visitors. Charlottetown get on the board. Apotheos starting to try build a build-up. They'll play that ball over the top, looking for Witten, unable to connect. Ball's in the middle of the field, trying to get it up to Lekiaka. Eventually it's settled. And Apotheos will take their time. If you haven't seen Apotheos, this is something you're going to see a lot of center back passing between the two of them. They'll take the ball. They'll want to keep it. They'll want to build out and hit those long diagonals just like that.
And that's how important it is to have that build-up play. It allows you to kind of feel each other out, get a little bit more connected, and then allows you to build up from the back and create those seamless passes.
Get that turnover, and now it's a chance for the Hops to get forward. Charlottetown plays that a little bit long. That was Tyler Trimmel who played that ball just a little bit strong. Apotheos with a chance now to get things started again. Visitors in no rush right now.
I feel like that's going to be interesting as you continue on through this match. You're going to see, I feel like both of these teams play very similarly, and you're going to see them both trying to build out from the back and see what chaos they can ensue.
Early on here, Apotheos just got to keep their head as they try and recover from that early shocker of a goal from Charlottetown Hops. Nice overhead, trying to get the ball forward. It's taking out of the air. Nice work from Dave Nieuwenhuis. Excuse me. Nieuwenhuis did a lot of work last time this club was at home. A lot of road games so far for Apotheos as that one finds its way into danger, but it's going to be headed away. Hosts have a chance to clear it, and they will. Numbers not in their favor, though. This is played all the way back to Carter Nunnery in goal. And a chance to put your foot on the ball, settle things down if you're Charlottetown. Trying to play that ball long into the middle, tried to flick on, and it's covered quite nicely. Cam Gantley had gotten onto it. Ball bounces around in the middle. A little bit of head tennis. Eventually he's going to fall. Visitors starting to work their way into possession, trying to find a bit of an entryway, but unable to do so. They'll pull it back, go back to the right-hand side. Bit of a pressure from Apotheos. Nice job trying to take that away. And referee saying, but back it up a bit. The throw-in had moved about 6-7 yards forward. So back it up. Trying to hit a long diagonal into the middle, trying to let Bolin Lekiaka through, but it's covered quite nicely.
I remember watching Bolin Lekiaka in the Open Cup match versus the Chattanooga Red Wolves and being really impressed with the way that he plays. He's such a dynamic player, and that's something that Charlottetown's going to have to watch out for when he gets up into the box.
Yeah, he can. We've seen him show his speed before in his class in those moments, and you're right, it's going to be something they have to watch for. And as Apotheos is going to have to use him as a threat as there's a foul. They're going to have to use him as a threat, but at times as well, also recognize that they're going to have to go to other options. Who's trying to build it out. Tries to play that long down the left-hand side, goes through everybody, and Nunnery will chase it down at the edge of his box. Rolled out, and chance now for the visitors to build it out once again. Play that ball down the side. That's going to be a good one for Drew Hansen, who the flag goes up. Hansen, again, 4 goals so far this season. He can get off to the races. He can certainly create problems for Apotheos. Hat trick in his last performance with that 4-0 victory.
It was a great pass, but just didn't time that run right the way he wanted to.
Referee didn't like something about it. So come back, do it again. We'll do it till we get it right. Long ball trying to find Witten over the top. It's headed back into the middle. Vivian's managed to bring it down. Ball takes a bounce. Lekiaka's trying to get to it. Couple guys trying to get stuck in now. King Gantley tried to get to it. Eventually it finds its way over to left-hand side for Apotheos. Trying to go along, and eventually it's going to be cleared out for a corner, and this will be a chance for Apotheos to get something going forward.
Lekiaka did a good job to force that corner kick for Apotheos. He ran up and he didn't allow him to get an opportunity to pass it back to his goalkeeper, and he just forced him to knock it out.
See who takes this. It's going to be an in-swinger, and it's cleared out of the way and eventually taken care of. Nice work from Charlottetown. Bit of team defense to create that opportunity. Apotheos starting to probe a little bit there. Scantry trying to find some space. The long ball down the left-hand side is going to be knocked down. A little bit of counter pressure now from Apotheos, trying to make Charlottetown a bit uncomfortable. The ball will roll all the way back to Nunnery. Nunnery fires it long down the right-hand side. Header is won. Ball falls back into the attacking third for Apotheos, but Charlottetown able to control, and they'll put a foot on the ball here and try and bring things to a bit of a slowdown for their sake. nice little touch. Trying to get going and a tackle. Kodai Tanaka, a little bit of a roll there. That's played back dangerously into the middle. Apotheos able to control it, trying to find a bit of space. A little bit of tennis around. And who's trying to clear it down into the attacking half. Gonzalez able to win that. Flipped ahead. Tanaka on it now. Tanaka trying to turn. Tanaka in a 2v1. He manages to win himself a throw-in.
Great hustle from Tanaka. Didn't give up on that ball, and he plowed it all the way through, which forced another throw-in closer to the attacking half.
It's an interesting switch between him and Bowen Lekiaka. Lekiaka is technical, but we know of him from that just blazing speed that he can show. Tanaka, quick in his own right, but very crafty on the ball. So it's kind of a pick your poison if you're able to get things going in the offensive half for Apotheos. But now 11 minutes gone, still trailing 1-0.
And that's what's so difficult about giving up a goal so early on in the match, is it almost throws off your rhythm a little bit, and it changes the way you look at the game now. Because, you know, the whistle starts and you're around, it's even. And then as soon as Charlottetown got that goal in, you're seeing a little bit more of that possession toward Apotheos, and it's a little bit more of hasty. We got to get the ball forward. But you got time. Yeah. Sit for a second, breathe. You still have a couple more. You have another second half to play, too. Breathe and come through, because those goals will come.
You can't make the mistake and get things going the other direction. Foul. Lekiaka commits the foul. That's great from Madir, too. Because Madir gets the positioning on him. Lekiaka fights his way around him, but gets a hold of his arm, and Madir has the positioning, and when he goes down, it's too easy not to call it.
Great pressure from Apotheos.
That's Vivian, who tried to step into the midfield. Apotheos will take it all the way back. Nusha Mafrendereski, first time we've said his name tonight. I know he gave up a goal, but it was kind of a goal-mouth scramble and a tough one for him. And Stafford spins on the ball. Pressure on Mafrendereski. He's got to get rid of it. Tries to fire it down to Lekiaka, who's trying to be strong and bring that down. And great work from Gantry for Gantley and Lekiaka to bring that down and avoid a dangerous situation. Bit of a shove in the back, no call. Able to go forward is Charlottetown Hops. Eventually it's cleared out. Another chance to go forward. Apotheos. Ball's tipped away from Tanaka. Headed back into the middle. Another chance to go forward now is a little bit more combative. It feels like, Maddie, that the game is starting to pick up its combativeness here in the last 2 or 3 minutes.
This is a competitive league, and I think you're seeing some of that tension. There's a little push and shoving, and I don't think that's going to stop anytime soon.
This is Craig Chisholm, who's wearing the armband tonight. Throws it in. Apologies if you hear errant whistles, as there is a whistle that actually does belong to this field. But if you're new to Silverbacks Park, there are club fields behind the field, so you might hear errant whistles. You might get confused. Don't worry about it. If the guy in red doesn't do anything, then it was from the other field.
Little tactic. Maybe that was planned. No,
So
I'm not going to lie to you. I heard a whistle from over there, and I was confused why play was still happening. So thank you for saying that.
Chisholm standing over this by himself now. Gonna fire that low to the top of the 18. Lekiaka tries to get a touch to it. He does. It's a very, very heavy touch, and that's going to go out for a throw-in. Stafford, I don't know if Stafford really would have been able to do anything with that when you let it go out of play. It's one of those situations, I think, for Apotheos where if it goes out of play, you've ceded possession, but you avoid a live ball turnover there. And now a chance to try and clean things up if you're Apotheos, but Charlottetown Hops, good physicality in the air.
Absolutely. I think Stafford made the right call there.
Now a chance to, it's Witten. Witten trying to play it back and a little bit of a misplay on the pass. Now Charlottetown with a little bit of space in the midfield to move. This ball's played and it's going to be cut out. Hughes to Gonzalez, or Tanaka, excuse me. Bodies everywhere. Vivian now on it. Hits the brakes. Brings it back to the middle. Tanaka finding his way more into the middle of the field. .16 and change gone so far here from Northeast Atlanta, Georgia. Apotheos trail 1-0. That ball is flipped in, trying to find a chance, and now a chance to go counter for Charlottetown Hops. This ball's played out to the right-hand side. Pulled back, nicely done. It's going to be out for a corner. That's just absolutely beautiful ball there to Martinovic, who was unable to get a shot away but does earn himself a corner. And Drew Henson just continues to find space.
I got to give huge credit to Gantley there for Apotheos, too. He was able to track that ball, track the runner coming from the left side, and as soon as he got it, he blocked it off to create the corner.
In swinging corner, high into the middle, and it's cleared out. Now a chance for Apotheos to get out on the break. Going on the left-hand side, trying to play it down to Lekiaka. Lekiaka gets a step on the inside. Oh, great defensive work. Lekiaka pulls his man down. It puts him on the seat of his pants, by his pants, but man, that's fantastic defensive work from Charlottetown in such a dangerous situation. Dawson Malcolm able to make the tackle.
There's one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to get Lekiaka at the end of a ball.
Yeah, he's so, if he's able to get inside of Malcolm there, he might be gone in a very big scoring opportunity. Fantastic work to limit his ability to go. And the long ball over the top is going to find Murfindereski, who brings it down. Get things restarted for Apotheos.
And I feel like there's one thing you have to mention. I don't know if you heard through some of them are mics or anything like that, but the wind is picking up here at Silverbacks Park, and that could have a huge influence on maybe where you want to place that ball. If you want to take a shot maybe outside the 18, let it flow in a little bit. It really does create another element to this game that could be impactful in the future.
And nicely recovered from Charlottetown Hops. Oh, even better work in the middle from Gonzalez for Apotheos, a chance to get going forward. It's Vivian who got on it, trying to get to Lekiaka. His touch is a little bit heavy. Madir was on his back and does a very good job of keeping him from getting forward. Oh, great from Vivian to intercept that ball. Tanaka, nobody on him, looking for options. That ball bounces up in the air. If Tanaka can bring it down, he tries with his head. Tries to keep it in, and the ball goes out. It will be a throw-in for Charlottetown.
What I would like to see from Apotheos a little bit more as the game continues is they have these good passes, they'll have the possession, and they'll try to drive forward, but then they'll bring it back a little bit. I would like to see him getting up into the 18 and trying those crosses, getting into the box, because you're taking that extra second and you're allowing for Charlottetown to get back into position.
No, it's a tricky situation for sure. Trying to figure out those moments of when do I go, when do I sit a bit, when do I wait for reinforcements, when do we press the issue. Ball fired up to the left-hand side, the attacking left-hand side, and an inadvertent handball be called on Gantley. Deere standing over it, fires it, trying to go to that back post and trying to drop it onto Tyler Trimmel, but goes over everyone's head. Nicely done for Apotheos to let that one go. Ball trying to get cleared, and you mentioned, Maddie, the wind starting to pick up a bit, maybe playing a little bit of havoc with some of these long balls. That ball bounces into Newfendereski. He's got it, picks it up, giving everybody a chance to get set for the attack.
It's especially going to be important in those free kick opportunities or anything like that. The wind could just carry the ball in any way, in any which direction, and you just don't know where it's going to go.
Trying to play that ball long for Lekiaka. It actually goes over everyone's head. Lekiaka trying to win it, but unable to bring it down. Ball's thrown in. See there, it's 75 degrees this evening, but the wind is starting to pick up. There's a beautiful night out here at Silverbacks Park. Charlottetown able to earn themselves a throw in.
No, it feels amazing out here. It feels great.
Back to Pigeon, all the way back. Nunnery. Lines over to Malcolm. Back to Pigeon, the goal scorer in the second minute, excuse me. Now a chance for Apotheos with a deep throw in. Gonzalez looking where he wants to drop this. Bounces straight up in the air. And another throw in for Apotheos. Humphreys was able to get on the end of that. Hand it back to Gonzalez, and we'll have an instant replay. Trying to fight through good defensive work. Apotheos able to maintain, though, see if they can keep the pressure on. Stafford. Apotheos starting to create more runners as a long down the side to Craig Chisholm, and that ball's headed out for a deep throw-in. Long throw-in into the box, trying to create some dangerous situations. That ball bounces up, and eventually rescue headed away. Looked like William Cardona got a touch to it. Ball squirts out to the right-hand side, a chance to get forward now. Gantley plays it back to Gonzalez, looking for Lekiaka if he can find him. Lekiaka finding that bit of half space. Back to Vivian. Vivian, that's a wayward pass that's going to be taken up. Oh, and it's Chisholm who's able to at least slow it down a little bit, but still a chance to counter. And a couple of rough touches. Referee trying to play advantage, it looks like, and no, it's going to let it keep going. A lot of tugging on both sides while Charlottetown Hop trying to get going forward. Bit of miscommunication in the attack once again for Apotheos.
I think ref played that through. I think it was just good defending and good banner back and forth from both those guys.
Now it's Pigeon putting up with Lekiaka, trying to deal with his physicality and speed. booked in, and the flag goes up. It's like it might have been Hansen who was offside when that ball was hit. Hansen came back from an offside position. Played that through. Gonzalez, and it's cleaned up very nicely, and really good performance so far what we have seen from Eamon Madir. It's a tough task on that left back, especially the way he's been moving around at times. And at Charlottetown, it's not always, it is like Apotheos in the sense that it's not always stagnant. And now we've got an injury, and not what you want to see if you are Charlottetown. As that is Madir, who's down on the our near touchline. So he's grabbing that right ankle. He has put in a shift so far dealing with Lekiaka. And then if you watch Charlottetown in the attack as well, it's something that, Maddie, we see locally. Let's bring it local for a minute. We see with Atlanta and other teams do, where their outside back shifts into that midfield when trying to build out. We've seen him do a lot of build up in the middle of the field and then getting back out and having to win those 1v1s. And hopefully he's able to continue, as looks like their trainer is out there taking a look at his ankle.
It's one of those situations of how that position, I feel like, has evolved as the game has been continuing to play. When you're in that position and you have the speed, you have the agility to come up and try and make a great play, you can, but then also coming back and dealing with a great paper like Lekiaka, trying to drive into the box, and he's over there defending his life out. He's having an absolute phenomenal game and doing a great job of stopping any attack from Apotheos.
He is, as both teams over now getting a drink of water. The referee calling everybody back onto the field. We have this minute, though. We will ask you to please join us for the next Southeastern Conference home game at Silverbacks Park, Saturday, June 15th, versus the Bristol Rhythm, who will be visiting Atlanta from Bristol, Tennessee.
Once again, fans, tonight's first half action is brought to you by Associated Credit Union.
What is good to see, though, is Madir is up and he's walking on his own. That's always a good sign, especially in those situations where it can look a little scary, but he's up on his own, and that's always a good sign.
It is, you're right. It looks like for the time being, it looks like Madir might not be able to continue. So for Charlottetown, Mason.
Fans, if you're looking for a cool, sweet treat, come on up to the concourse and have yourself a king of pops.
Looks like Mason Cookus is going to come in. Yeah, Mason Cookus is going to come in. So Madir, unfortunately, unable to continue after we weren't able to see what the injury was or if there was a collision or someone took a bite out of him, but really unfortunate for Madir not to be able to continue. Very strong start to this game for the visitors, and hope he is all right. So now what you have, it looks like, is Martinovic is shifting back to that left back position. As Apotheos finding a bit of danger in a wayward pass, and now a chance for Charlottetown Hops to get going forward. A little bit of a dummy. Now Martinovic up for the challenge immediately. Lekiaka trying to get a push. Lekiaka is able to get by one man. He's got bodies on the left-hand side. Tanaka Apotheos starting to pour forward. Tanaka trying to dribble. Lays it off to Lekiaka, who's put up a house on the left-hand side. Bit of an overload.
That's good thinking from Apotheos. They built it up, but then saw how many bodies were there for Charlottetown, decided to bring it back, let them take a second to build out from the back.
Heavy touch and possible foul. No foul given. Now Apotheos have it, and it's a misplaced ball, trying to get it over to Jack Humphreys. Humphreys' touch is a little bit heavy. Goes all the way back, and Nunnery, under a little bit of pressure, is going to fire that. That'll land near the multicolored seats near the bench. Ball down the left-hand side to Naka. Tries to fire that in, and it's cleared out. Fired forward. Was it from the hops? And Drew Hansen tried to get that touch, tried to push it, and unable to get the scoring opportunity going for himself. Apotheos hits the air brake, tries to fire this down, maybe looking for Witten. It's pinned up quite nicely. Dawson Malcolm, one of the guys, able to get a touch to it. Apotheos does a good job there not allowing a second ball on that long ball over the top. And Maddie, you talked about the wind, and one of the things with the wind is depending on where you're going, that ball might hang up a little bit longer, it might get knocked down. It can be very unpredictable to deal with because the gusts are coming and going. But Charlottetown seems like the team that either might benefit or get dinged by that with the way they are playing the ball over the top.
It can also depend, too, on as the night continues on where that wind is going to be blowing, because right now it seems to be blowing more from up to the left side. It'll be interesting, especially when you flip it. I feel like that's benefiting Charlottetown right now, and as we've maybe flipped the field a little bit, we could see it help Apotheos a little bit in the second half.
Oh, nice work from Chisholm to spin out. Chisholm with a little bit of spice. Tries to play that up to Lekiaka and doesn't get enough on it. Now a chance to go the other way. Mason Cookus had won that back. Cookus looking for the return. Cookus now with a chance over the 1v1 and trying to put that back in, and it's cleared up by Apotheos for the time being. A little bit of emergency defending before it's finally cleared out by Chris Stafford. Drew Hansen was waiting to pounce.
Emergency defending, but also great defending. Able to track it down and knock that ball. That's exactly what you want. And Glattonly, excuse me. He's having an absolutely phenomenal night so far in that back line.
It's a tough task he's been asked to handle, but they don't give you the easy tasks every time out. Now Gonzalez looking for options. Witten with a bit of hold-up play. Nice touch from Witten to create a bit of space for himself. Gonzalez getting it out to Lekiaka on the right-hand side. Two defenders on him. Lekiaka looking, trying to get to the end line, and that ball crosses over. Great defensive work by Martinovic. Able to just shepherd him down to the end line and keep him off it before he can put a dangerous cross back in.
I mean, Lekiaka got the run on the right, was driving forward, and just with that pressure from Charlottetown, it didn't give him enough space to create the cross that he wanted to in the box, and that's perfect defending from Charlottetown. .33.5 minutes gone. Trying to win that header, unable to do so. Cook has tried to get to it. It's taken out of there by Stafford. Down the middle of the field, William Cardona trying to play through that fluid midfield. Both these teams, a lot of activity in that midfield. Trying to turn on it, and a misplaced ball. That was Tyler Trimble trying to find his way to Cookus. Gonzalez, nice little 1-2. Witten's able to bring it down. A little bit of heavy touch. Gonzalez able to get to it. Back to Witten. Gonzalez over the top, looking for Lekiaka, but he's a step offside. Well, it feels like, Maddie, we're on a bit of a roller coaster right here, and the chain is clicking our way up, but we're getting closer and closer to where the chaos might start to reign. Absolutely. And, I was looking back at that whole play, and Gantley stepping out from that right back position, coming forward, kind of driving in the midfield. I was a little nervous on that left side for Charlottetown because you had someone completely open. They made a miscue of a pass, which allowed the build-up, but that's something you do have to watch out for because Charlottetown will capitalize on those moments where they know, hey, a defender's not there, I'm going to try my run this way.
Apotheos trying to pinch the field down and make Charlottetown work with a smaller margin of error as they're able to take some of the pressure away. Pigeons on it. Able to flip everything over to the left-hand side, Kukas. Long ball over the top, and Fendereski's able to get it. Does a little toe tap at the edge of the box.
Great eye from Fendereski.
Command of the box, got to have it in those situations. He does a great job of reading it, getting forward. Gantley on it.
I like the composure, too, with that. It wasn't a scramble. It wasn't a freak-out moment. He came out, he grabbed it, and then immediately got back to putting it in play.
Yeah, trying to hit a diagonal right there for Lake Iaka, unable to do so. Very obvious where a lot of that attacking intent is coming from for Apotheos as this ball is fired up into the attack. Roll of the dice there, unfortunately for Apotheos, comes up snake eyes, but good defensive work once again from Charlottetown Hobbs. They've been very organized at the back, really making Apotheos work for everything. Attempted a little flick there, and it didn't come off, but it was recovered. Then apparently a flick again from Drew Hansen, who wanted to show you how it was done. Lake Iaka, good pressure. Martinovic trying to turn. Lake Iaka takes it away from him. Martinovic looking for the whistle, wasn't given. Apotheos now in the middle of the field.
I don't believe there should have been a whistle. Lake Iaka, that was just great playmaking right there.
It's been really physical in the middle of the field. Now Charlottetown with a chance to get forward, looking to double their advantage. Trimble gets it out wide. It's Tucker Kern who was on it out there, and eventually the discretion was the better part of valor. Nicely won. Apotheos trying to find their way out of jail, eventually able to do so. With Charlottetown, when they lose the ball, they try and get it back, and they are trying to get it back with intent. Bodies all over the place right now for Apotheos. Tanaka feints to the left, goes to the right, looking for Lake Iaka, tries to lay that off. He's able to do so. That ball goes out for a throw-in, and now we got a bit of a scuffle on the sidelines, and the referee's going to tell him, hey, maybe just take a step back. Throw this ball in from back there. Maybe let cooler heads prevail in the moment.
It's going to get a little dicey, especially now heading into the last couple minutes of this first half. There's been some pushing. There's been some shoving. Maybe some fouls that you think should have gone your way and haven't. It's going to cause some tension.
Fendereski, not really sure where he's planning to go with that one, but he fires it down. Lake Iaka is able to come and get it, and the flag will go up. He was offside and came back on. And Fendereski's kind of in a weird situation there. That ball's played to his left-hand side. He just starts running to his right and running, and then crosses it and trying to get to Lake Iaka. Lake Iaka, though, was not able to get back on side.
I will say that is great pressure, though, from Charlottetown, being able to track him down and not let him get a good angle on that ball.
And did a great job of not letting anyone turn in the midfield, really, for Apotheos. And then when Apotheos has had chances, they haven't been able to string the passes together the way they need to. So it's played up, and a nice little attempted 1-2. Trimble's tried that flick a couple times, hasn't been able to make it come off yet. Looking for Kukas. Kukas wide open here on the left-hand side. It's a great ball to Kukas, trying to chip the goalkeeper, and will just drop it right into Fendereski's lap, who will try and go forward. And this is going to end up with Tanaka on the left-hand side. Tanaka trying to win that race. Got a bit of a tug there. Tucker Kern went down, turned back to his feet. Tanaka on the left-hand side. Body starting to come forward for Apotheos in the attack. That'll go out for a throw-in for the hosts. 40th minute, Charlottetown Hops still lead 1-0. That first goal came in the second minute. Thought we might be in for a barn burner, but someone seems to have tamped down the fires a bit. Good defensive work from Charlottetown. Well, they're able to win that ball cleanly. Start working their way forward again. Nunnery's got his foot on the ball. He'll take a moment. Booted into the middle of the field, and that's going to fall nicely. Miguel Gonzalez had it, now out to Lekiaka. Lekiaka got a one-on-one on his hands and take a little bit loose in the touch, and that's going to get turned over. Might have gotten caught between ideas. Martinovic did a good job making him make the first move. Martinovic forced into that left back roll to deal with it after the injury. Ball's cleared out nicely, and Lekiaka's back on it. He gives it up to Gantley. Gantley's starting to work his way up. Nobody in his way, so he's just going to keep on going. Takes a deflection. And trying to communicate as Apotheos, trying to keep the pressure up, but trying to maintain their shape at the same time. This ball's played long, and Chisholm's going to get it. That'll go for a throw-in for the visitors.
And, that is a balance, especially when you have such a high-pressure and high-intensity opponent like Charlottetown. They're going to keep pushing. They're going to try and get in those smaller spaces to not allow you to make those passes, but you also have Apotheos who's getting those opportunities and pushing forward, and they're just not being able to string along those passes. And some of it is just you need to communicate a little bit more, but some of it is also due to Charlottetown just being right behind them and not allowing them to make those good passes.
And it's a foot race to Kukas trying to get there. Merfendereski fires it up into the stars, and nicely controlled. Was really nice control.
Ooh, that was nice.
That was almost beautiful from Jack Humphreys, and it's going to lead, unfortunately, for Apotheos for an opportunity here. Trimmel with nowhere to go on it. Leaves that a little bit heavy for Martinovic, and he's cleared out at the edge of the flag. It looks like it will be a throw-in, but there's a body down. I believe it's Martinovic who went hard into the ground. Martinovic is still down.
A great run from Lekiaka. From the midfield, noticed that they had someone coming in on that left and just drove forward to try and knock it out of play.
So he's taking a minute to get back to his feet, and Lekiaka with a very heavy challenge, and looks like he'll be okay. This will be a throw.
And, it is a harder challenge, but I don't think Lekiaka intended to shove him into that thing. They both were going for the ball, and it was just a battle.
Long throw into the box, cleared out nicely. Apotheos able to push it all the way back into the other end of the field. Charlottetown Hops will reset. Nunnery puts a foot on it. Dawson Malcolm firing it long, looking for Kukas. Gantley's got it. He brings it down. And it's a misplaced ball. And just not on the same page right now as Apotheos.
That's something that's definitely going to need to be echoed in that locker room in halftime, is trying to find a way to communicate a little better, string along those passes, because there's been so many opportunities where if they made the right pass, it could have led to a huge breakaway and possibly a chance on goal.
That's Liam Vivian who had misplaced that last one, but a good job from Vivian to pressure. Aaron Witten had won that header, got a bit of a shove in the back, but able to keep his feet. Referees really let both teams play this evening.
You want to control the match a little bit, but you also don't want to be too card hungry. You don't want to call something too early. You want to let it play out, because both sides have been a little physical. They both have had some questionable, fouls, some shoves here and there. But letting them play it out, let it feel it out, set the tone early, then going into the second half, once those things start to happen a bit more, that's when you can get those fouls, get those cards and everything.
Yeah, you don't want to box yourself in by throwing cards early, setting a precedent that you didn't have to maintain and then causing problems. If you don't maintain it, it gets messy quickly.
And I feel like a lot of the challenges haven't really been intentional or warranted of a foul. I feel like a lot of them have been very physical and just players playing for the ball. I don't think it's been any sort of issue of, I'm going to shove you even though you don't have the ball. It's been very much a battle for the ball each time.
Coming in on stoppage time now. Board should come up in just a minute. We'll find out. I imagine maybe a minute, maybe two at most, if any. Well, actually, no, we should get some because of the injury. Never mind, I can't count. Nice work. Vivian over to Lekiaka. Body's in the box. Gantry's got it. Apotheos trying to center entry. And that's deflected. Lekiaka, can he keep it in? No, he cannot. But it will be a throw-in. Apotheos trying to reset to the left-hand side now. Oh, nice touch from Chisholm.
Ooh.
Chisholm able to create a bit of space. Fires that in, trying to get it to Witten. Unable to do so. Aaron Witten, if he's an inch taller, it might be tied at one as it stands. Oh, nice little scoop. Apotheos trying to find something here positive to go into halftime with. Long diagonal looking for Lekiaka. Lekiaka on a 1v1. Reinforcements arriving. Nice work to find Gonzalez. Plays it back to Gantley. Gantley swings it all the way across.
Good switch.
Hughes who had it, and it pops up on Tanaka, hits him in the hand, and that'll bring that to a close. Pace has really shifted into Apotheos' favor as the half has gone on, just unable to find that unlocking pass. Even the score up. Referee blows his whistle, wants the ball in play. He gets his wish. Straight up in the air, Hughes had won it. Bit of a collision with some head tennis and a shove down there from Miguel Gonzalez, and that will be the end of the first half. It started on fire. It settled down. Apotheos grew into it, unable to find the equalizer they were looking for. After 45 minutes, the Charlottetown Hops, who lead 1-0 here at Silverbacks Park. We'll be right back.
Once again, the first half action was
Welcome back to Silverbacks Park. Apotheos FC trailing 1-0 at the half to Charlottetowne Hops. Both teams getting back out on the field, getting ready to go for 45 more minutes. And so far, it is Pigeon with the difference goal in the second minute. Thought we were going to get fireworks, and then we did for like another 43 minutes. But we'll see what the second half comes to here at Silverbacks Park. Though, to start things off in the second half, though, very excited to be joined by Chris Aragali, the general manager of Apotheos. Chris, thanks for stopping by.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me, for sure.
So doing this is my second year out here doing this with Apotheos, and of course last year we saw magic. I wanted to ask just about the entire growth process, I guess the general thesis with Apotheos' growth over these now 3 years.
Yeah, it's been an exciting journey for sure for everybody involved. I mean, this is our third year and third campaign, and every year we seem to be just raising the bar year after year. Obviously, we had an amazing run last season that was just unprecedented and unforeseen, going all the way to the national title game. But here we are at a new venue at Silverbacks Park, right in the heart of the soccer community in Atlanta, Georgia. And we just couldn't be more thrilled and excited to bring our franchise here in Season 3 to raise the bar to yet another level as we start our third and next campaign.
And so for those who don't know, how did this entire project start for y'all? I mean, I know NPSL is generally a fluid thing at a lot of different levels with a lot of different clubs. How for y'all did it get started?
So Anthony Catalano and I, we've been staples in the Atlanta soccer community for well over 20 years, and my connections with Atlanta Silverbacks and Bill, who's the operations director here, we just really saw an opportunity to really bring the Atlanta community a professional franchise and a professional soccer experience that we once had with the Atlanta Silverbacks. But Anthony and Dale Hughes, who's the owner of the Apotheos Roastery, they just had a vision of bringing Atlanta soccer into a community in Kennesaw, Georgia, that really gave the community a community-embraced sort of environment and really, I'm going to say, a more cost-effective experience for the soccer fan that couldn't necessarily afford a family outing to Atlanta United. But like I said, we saw an opportunity to bring it closer to the Atlanta market here in Silverbacks, and Anthony and Dale just had a vision to really provide a community-embraced grassroots experience for the Atlanta soccer fan, and really for the players, like providing them a platform so they can continue their development and growth, so they can get the exposure to go to that next level, whether it's MLS or USL, and we just wanted to provide that professional experience for them as well as for our fans. So it was just really a great match and a great sort of journey for all of us so far.
Back underway here at Silverbacks Park. Apotheos in the attack. Craig Chisholm now down the left-hand side. Chisholm working, looking for options. Ball's deflected. Tanaka fires and it goes!
Yeah!
You're good luck. You can't leave.
That's an Apotheos goal!
Well, how about that for Apotheos to get right back on the scoreboard as Tanaka, who after a great counterattack from Apotheos down the middle is played out left to Craig Chisholm. Chisholm has his ball deflected, falls to Tanaka, one-times it with the left foot into the far corner. We are back square here at Silverbacks Park. And Chris, I don't know if you can leave now. You might be stuck. I'm sorry.
I'll stick around for sure, and I could talk about the Apotheos journey all day, but we're just super excited to have such a great run and a great following and momentum year after year. It's been, for us, it's been a complete rebuild every season. So we're on our third head coach now with Johnny Marcato, and he just brings a community face and presence to this franchise now that's really recognized here in the Atlanta Silverbacks arena. But every season's been a complete rebuild, and that's great on a number of fronts because it gives a whole new stack of player exposure to new sets of players, and we're just really fortunate to get another goal here if we can.
Tanaka just about hits the header over the top of Carter Nunnery, but Nunnery does a great job getting those paws up and knock it down. I'm afraid if we ask you another question, a goal's going to happen. Let's do it anyway. you mentioned last year, and for those that don't know, if every show is somebody's first. Apotheos in their second season made a run to the national championship before falling in penalties after just a heart-stopping 90 minutes, and it was an amazing run. How was that for you, watching it happen from early in the season? I remember beating Charlottetown Hops up at North Cobb Christian and just thinking, oh, this is fun. And then as it went on, it just kept picking up, and it kept getting more, oh, they might have something. This might be special.
Yeah, obviously we when that game happened, we by no stretch did we think we were going to go all the way to the title game, but as weeks went on and momentum built, and as the team got stronger and more dominating week after week, we started looking ahead and just say, gosh, what is it going to look like if we travel to Naples, Florida, and into Westfield, Pennsylvania, and then obviously to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and then it was just such an amazing story and journey, and nothing that we planned for, but it was like a startup business that just grew wildly out of our control, and it was just an amazing experience, and it really speaks for the depth of talent here in Atlanta. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, like it has been a complete rebuild season after season after season, but for us to compete at the highest levels, even in season 1 and then all the way now to season 3 and having a national run in season 2, it really speaks for the amount of talent that's here local in Atlanta from a grassroots perspective.
So we saw earlier this year, the first game we had at Silverbacks Park was actually a U.S. Open Cup game, and I wanted to ask how exciting that was for everyone at the club, that in year 3, getting to play in the Open Cup, which so many NPSL teams would give their right arm for, and getting that opportunity so early. Yeah,
I mean, like you said, it's definitely to get to the top 32 in the country, regardless of what league you play in, is definitely a milestone. Obviously not the result we wanted, but it was a good test for us to see where we really stand at the end of the day compared to the rest of the competition. I mean, we aspire to get into the USL and see if that's the next leg in our journey, but to compete against a USL team like that and hold it to a very tight game like we did just gives us a realistic impression of where we stand, and we can compete. And
I'm glad you mentioned it. I want to ask about the growth of the game in your time in Atlanta. You talked about being in the Atlanta soccer community, and that we're able to populate so many teams in the city with different levels of talent that are able to compete. I want to ask you about the growth of not just the game, but the quality of player in this city.
Yeah, I mean, I've been here in Atlanta for the last 28 years, and originally from New York City, and soccer when I came here was surprisingly popular back then. But over time, things just definitely continue to grow, and from a momentum perspective, obviously Atlanta United coming to the forefront in 2017 really took everything to the next level. But I mean, all this talent and all this interest was always here. It just needed that spark and that explosion, and Atlanta United definitely brought that to the table. But even with Atlanta Silverbacks back in the day in the mid-2000s, it just fizzled out, right? So, but now we've got a true business partner with Dale Hughes and Anthony Catalano behind this thing, and we want to pick up where Silverbacks kind of left off, and we've got a great venue in partnership with Bill Lynch here at Silverbacks Park, and we feel that we can make a deeper run with that and give the community what they've been really looking for from a soccer product perspective.
I was about to say, Apotheos, looking at another goal, we had Charlottetown get a corner there as the opportunity seems to be coming fast and furious here in the second half. As we, I guess, look into, even the immediate future for Apotheos, I want to ask, about, the growth and how you manage that growth, where I'm sure it has to be really tempting after as miraculous as last year was and as fun as it was. How do you kind of even rein yourself in a little bit and say, we need to maintain this steady growth, even if we get some spurts, so that even when it's not perfect, we're still maintaining that growth?
Yeah, Anthony and I talk about this all the time. I mean, we're learning every season. We're learning every week from a franchise perspective, from a back office standpoint, from a player experience perspective. I mean, we learn every week, and we take those lessons and we try to figure out how we're going to raise the bar and raise the experience from a fan, player, and a community perspective. And we're extremely competitive from that standpoint. So we just needed a scalable platform and park like Silverbacks is providing us to carry us for the next at least 2 or 3 seasons as we try to enter the USL. But we feel like we've got it. We've reached that milestone of growth and development where we really are onto something here. And with the business partnership with Silverbacks and Apotheos Roastery, we see a bright future ahead.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing how it continues, Chris. Thank you so much for joining us this
Thank
evening,
you.
man. It's been fun watching this grow with you and coming out here for the last 2 years and seeing those steps, seeing more people, and getting to talk to you and learn from you. And hopefully we'll be able to see it grow even more as time goes on. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much anytime, and go Locos. Cool, man. Thank you.
Yep.
That was awesome.
Chris Allergali joining us, General Manager of Apotheos, Madison Cruz stepping back in. As we do a bit of a shuffle here, trying to figure out the chaos that has happened while we had that visit.
Absolute chaos.
And now Craig Chisholm trying to get down Trey Chisholm and chips it almost. Gets it under the crossbar, but.
And that's where the win would have come in handy.
So while you were sleeping, for those who might have missed it, there
Whoa.
was a sub for Apotheos. Bolin Lekiaka is off. Alvaro Sanchez, I believe, has come on. Still trying to piece together everything. And of course, it was Kodai Tanaka who did score the goal, as we were talking about right after half. It just mirroring the first half, getting that quick goal. Apotheos starting on the front foot. Charlottetown getting their attacking chance, getting the dangerous corner. And now Charlottetown with a chance to get going forward. Their nerves there for the lights, but the lights have come back on. Field's starting to brighten back up as the sun goes down here in Northeast Atlanta.
The early goal for Apotheos in the second half, it's huge. It's huge to come in there and have it be even now. It's an even playing field going forward. But it's interesting because we talked a little bit about it before we came on air, before the game. Both of these sides have had multiple goal games. Maybe more than 4 goals. I mean, Charlottetown coming into this had 9 goals in 3 matches. And having it only be level 1-1, that's a huge testament to both of these sides in the defensive end as well.
Also, Justin Guest has stepped in on the right-hand side for Apotheos. That right wing position. Ball played into the feet. Witten. He's got Tanaka. Tanaka not it. Nobody on his left-hand side, so Tanaka's going to have to do it himself. Looking and finding Guest on the right-hand side. Guest controls it. Takes a step. Trying to get to the line. Guest fires it in, and it's grabbed by Carter Nunnery.
Great sequence, great build-up from Apotheos. Tanaka timed that perfectly. Didn't find anyone on the left. Nothing he liked there. Looked to the right. Saw Guest wide open and just shot it and laid it in.
It looks like Chris Stafford came off for Alvaro Sanchez. Taking their time now. Charlottetown, as they try and build it out. Intercepted in the midfield. Referee gets a little bit on the way. That ball falls loose, and now a chance for Charlottetown. Nice ball. Alvaro Sanchez fresh into the game after halftime. Runs that down before Drew Hansen can. Fires it back into the midfield. Charlottetown now a chance to get forward again. William Cardona. Cardona over to Tucker Kern. Vuk Martinovic. Oh, and a good ball trying to get him in, and it's a little bit too far out in front of Martinovic before he can bring it in.
Just a little too much on that pass.
Got some scores coming in from around the NPSL Southeast. Hickory FC 2-1 with a lead over Greenville United, and 865 Alliance leading Port City 1-0. Ball is bounced in, a little bit of head tennis. Controlled eventually by Apotheos. Trying to get that forward, unable to do so. That's popped up. There was a triple change for Apotheos at halftime, actually. Andrew Chica had also tapped in. Tanaka putting on the afterburner. Tanaka trying to turn the corner. Oh, he's able to turn the corner. Trying to win a 1v1. Tanaka! Oh, it's deflected! Witten fires it. It's deflected again. Great block in the middle. Bodies everywhere. Apotheos looking, trying to find it. A forest of legs. Eventually it's cleared out of there by Vuk Martinovic. And Tanaka just about made it happen all on his own.
I'm speechless. Tanaka absolutely put on the gas. Went up on that left side, able to drive it in, able to beat Charlottetown's defender completely to turn it back in, tries the shot, it deflects, and then you just have a scramble for the ball right at the top of the box.
Bit of chaos there, but Bowen Lake Yaka came out at halftime, and Kodai Tanaka decided it was Kodai Tanaka time. Apotheos trying to find those half spaces, looking for the long ball over to Chisholm. Nice touch from Chisholm to bring it down, and then it's fired off into the abyss. Slammer Lopez put that at about Mach 2 into the stands right above Apotheos' band section. Thrown in. Gonzalez on. It's a rough touch from Gonzalez is going to lead to a goal kick, and pressure is alleviated for a moment for Charlottetown.
Just for a little bit. Listen, but Apotheos has been putting on the gas. In the first half, it was a lot of Charlottetown just pushing forward, trying to make those opportunities. And in the second half, Apotheos has really come in and made their statement and made a name in what this match is going to be like for the rest.
No, I agree with you. And it's been that kind of start. The problem is you got to maintain it. And Maddie, you and I both know it can be tough to maintain that for 45 minutes, much less 90.
And I think that's why you saw Apotheos make a couple of changes. Just wanting to bring on some fresher legs, maybe to see what else you can do. You know, you're down 1-0. You want to be able to create that and get something going.
And Alvaro Sanchez got caught juggling, tried to play it back to Merfendereski, who then had to try and break one of the boards, getting it out of play to get out of danger. And you talked about having that control, Maddie, and right there, Apotheos lost it for a moment. Now they're under pressure. Dealt with well. Charlottetown still in the ascension. Nice job to find space by Hansen. Little loose on the touch. Kern got it now. Now Cardona. Cardona trying to flip that along. Unable to get it all the way across. Now a chance for Apotheos. Transition opportunity. They don't have the numbers. We'll see if they hit the air brake. They will. Kodai Tanaka will slow things down just a little bit as he's got more bodies flooding into the box. Chica, he thought about it. He thought about it.
He stood there and he saw the opening.
He thought about it from 25 yards. Justin Guest trying to put him in the spin cycle. Guest pulls it back, changes the angle of the cross, and Witten fires it wide. Great positioning by Aaron Witten to get inside his defender. Finds the header, but unable to turn it back inside the post.
Oh my gosh, Guest able to bring it in. Long cross in. Witten could have just angled that a little bit better, but it just came a little bit off. But, I mean, great positioning. He was exactly where he needed to be. It was just angling that header a little bit more.
Apotheos still feeling that they've got something cooking here, but you got to get that payoff if you're the hosts. 63rd minute, tied at 1 here at Silverbacks Park. Good pressure from Apotheos. Great footwork there from Tucker Kern. Able to find his way out of trouble. Trimmel goes down after a hard challenge. He's still on the sideline. He's out of play. Back to his feet and limping a little bit as he comes back in. Looks like he'll be all right. Maybe AR, no, the AR is telling it back and throwing. I thought the AR might be checking on him, but Bendereski's got it. Over to Alvaro Sanchez. Sanchez hitting that big switch, looking for Justin Guest. Great touch from Guest to bring that down. Gantley fires it down into the deep Atlanta night. Eventually it's going to find its way to Guest. Tries to win the possession battle. He does. Now he's got a deep throw in. That's one on the throw in by Charlottetown. A lot of physicality, and now the whistle does go. Liam Vivian looks like it got a little too physical throwing his body around.
Not just a little bit. You have to watch out for those. You know, there's only so much of contact you can make until the ref has to call it. And it goes right back to Apotheos.
And Maddie, how many times have we seen this where once it starts to roll downhill on you, it feels like even when you I wondered if they were going to go Chisholm was making the run if he wanted it, but yeah, how often have we seen this where it feels like everything's going your way? If it's going against you, though, it feels like even when you get the ball, it's 2 passes and all of a sudden you're back on the back foot.
Oh, very, very often. And it's a battle through. It's a mental game as well. It's because when that happens too, then you get down and then you kind of second guess yourself a little bit, and that's where some more mistakes can come in.
Now Justin Guest, great positioning. Guest goes off in for a corner. And no, they'll get the goal kick. Thought the flag pointed down, might have pointed sideways. There's no real way to tell. Who's to say? It's a clever bit of movement from Justin Guest as you had 2 guys already flashing for that throw-in, and then Guest found the dead space in the edge of the box. Really good defensive work to be able to limit him. Vic Martinovich, who has been really busy this evening. He was busy in the attack earlier. He had to drop back in the defensive half after an injury. And now a chance for Apotheos to give up a goal, and now it's the Charlottetown Hops with a chance. Ball bouncing around in the box. Still around and finally cleared out for a corner. And as Drew Hansen, Tyler Trimmel, the whole gang was coming in there trying to make something happen. William Cardona was living at the edge of the box as well. And now this is going to be Lopez taking it. This will be an outswinger. Unless he gets really weird. Swings it deep into the box. Headed back across. Nobody there. Chisholm's got it. Chisholm fires it out and it'll reset. Good recovery work from Aaron Witten. Charlottetown with a chance to go now. It's turned over. Can Apotheos go quickly? And playing advantage. There was a foul, playing advantage. Apotheos will slow it down and reset themselves. We talked about the left and right backs for this team, Maddie, and here in the second half, Craig Chisholm has basically declared himself legally a resident in the left wing.
And you know, you love to see it. It's allowing them to have a little bit of that free space movement and getting them going.
And the flag goes up as Aaron Witten had made that run and a lot of hands went up. And now we're going to get a discussion. The referee just has a little talk and everybody's good. Yeah, there's a foul earlier in the build-up. Aaron Witten made a really good run, and it's so hard to tell from our vantage point what's on and offside, and that's one of those where everyone from Charlottetown threw their arm up for offside. I don't know that they knew he was offside, but they wanted him to be. Austin Malcolm on the ball, puts his foot on it, just slowing things down a bit for Charlottetown. Matty, you talked about, when it feels like everything's going against you. One way you can try and mitigate that is just to take some of the air out of the ball. Feels like that's what Charlottetown's able to do here and just slow things down for themselves.
It's been a lot of back and forth and a lot of very hectic and frantic things that have happened in the last couple of minutes. So I think it's very smart for Charlottetown to take the second, play a little bit of the passing game back and forth, build it up, and then see what you can create going forward.
Well, Apotheos not really biting with the high pressure either, and now Charlottetown will come into the attack. Kern dribbling through everybody, and finally that's got to be emergency cleared by Sanchez. Well, it took them a minute to find where they wanted to attack, and then Kern just kind of danced through everybody. Update as well, Hickory FC with a 3-1 lead over Greenville United now. We take a look around the NPSL Southeast. Now long ball down the middle looking for Trimmel. Fendereski's got his hands on it. So just over 20 minutes to go. Maddie, I'm gonna put everybody in a broom closet and give you control. What any changes you're making? Are you comfortable with what you got if you're Apotheos right now?
Ooh, I think if you're Apotheos, I like the changes you've made. It's a little bit more of just bringing in some fresh legs and seeing what you can kind of create. Tanaka has been huge for this side and bringing that spark I think that you might have been missing in that first half. So I'm Apotheos, I like the way that I'm playing. You're being very aggressive. You're getting in the box. You're creating those chances. You're throwing Charlottetown off their rhythm. So if I'm Apotheos, for right now, I'd let it sit. I would let it simmer, see what else you can bring in, and see what other chaos and what magic you can bring up.
And step on the foot. Looked like Justin Guest got stepped on as he was trying to tap dance his way out of trouble. Yeah, we will get a yellow. Maddie's calling for it. Handshake.
Listen, I knew as soon as he was walking over, if you still step on the foot, you're getting closer to the end of the game, that's when you got to start making those statements of, hey, enough's enough.
Luke Martinovich gets that yellow. He's worked his tail off this evening, though. Really good performance. Number 15 for the visitors. He's been asked to do a lot there. And nothing malicious with that. He's trying to take the ball off Justin Guest, who had already tap danced his way around one guy. Apotheos put it back in play. A little bit of pressure starting to build there, and that ball was a wayward pass, and now a chance for Apotheos started to find a little bit of pressure there. They had the trigger they were looking for, just didn't get it. Now that ball bounces through, and now a chance to go. Big opportunity now for Charlottetown. Ball's on the left-hand side, crossed in, and it's deflected out. Some emergency defending for Apotheos. They're able to go now. Everything getting stretched out more and more. Liam Vivian trying to find that ball through. He's done it a couple times so far there. Cut out nicely, though, by the back line of Charlottetown Hops.
It was a good run from Apotheos. I liked it. I thought it was really nice, but you could have had someone maybe coming up on that left side to maybe try the crossover there and see what else you could have built up.
That ball goes all the way through. Charlottetown trying to play that ball through and on the ground. This guy's going to go all the way back to Fendereski. I don't know if he's going to be able to get to it in time. Trimble's got it, and he's not going to go out for a – take a look. It's either going to be a goal kick or a corner. And the ball was played back to Fendereski. We take a look at it here, and Trimmel gets to it. Trimmel gets to it first, but Fendereski is able to not bring him down as we got a sub. It's like number 16 for number 15. Guy Ellis coming in. Martinovic coming out, great shift from him. Again, he started out up top on the attacking wing and had to drop back because of an injury. Put in a shift, just got himself a yellow card. Now he comes off. Guy Ellis will come in for him. But now, something immediately that Apotheos has to deal with is an in-swinging corner. Coming in right now into the back into the box. Takes a bounce all the way through. Charlottetown going to control this. Rolls out for a throw. Looking for the long throw. Just heaves it back in there. Flicked back into the middle of the box. Now it's beyond the box. And Tucker Kern kind of does Apotheos a favor there. He was trying to take that off the volley and hit a rocket and got under it and loops it over the crossbar, and the pressure is released. Scary moments for Apotheos, as it was Knapp who chased that ball down there and then proceeded to try and launch it into the box, created a dangerous situation. Apotheos escaped trouble. And now more pressure from Charlottetown trying to build up. Eventually taken care of. Miguel Gonzalez was able to win that and fire it back. Carter Nunnery has control of it. 15 minutes to go, 16 minutes to go, here at Silverbacks Park. 1-1, Apotheos tied with Charlottetown Hops. Nice read. Liam Vivian picks it off. Apotheos midfield starting to pick up the pressure a bit. And Justin Guest with a loose touch. So a ball going out of play and a throw in for the visitors. Fired up into the attacking half. It's taken care of. Tanaka brings it down. Oh, nice little bit of combination play trying to find Witten. Witten barrels over his man. That's going to be a foul going the other way. Charlottetown Hops will take that foul. Take that moment to breathe. It was a good little bit of combination play from Apotheos. They were trying to find that space. We take a look at it here. Witten plays it back. Tried to play Witten through. Had a nice little bit of bend on that ball there, Maddie.
A really nice bend. I thought it was a great sequence. And then you just have Witten colliding with one of the Charlottetown defenders.
I believe that was Pigeon who scored the goal early in the game, who then just took a really hard hit. That ball takes a deflection. And Apotheos trying to ride that out all the way, and it'll be a goal kick. And starting to get tempers, starting to flare up a bit. Slemmer Lopez not really happy about that collision on the end line.
We're gonna see some tension starting here a little bit. You know, it's 1-1. It's been very much a back-and-forth battle for both of these sides. You're going to see a little bit of tension flaring up, especially with the last couple minutes.
That ball takes a weird deflection now. A great ball in. And the flag goes up for offside. Apotheos trying to take this one quickly. Trimmel had come over and was not going to let him take it quickly. Great job from Tyler Trimmel. Don't let him take that quick free kick. He steps in front. Says no.
I've been very impressed with Trimmel's game, the entire game that we've seen him for Charlottetown. He's all over the place. He's a very dynamic forward, and I think it's so interesting to have a player like him on your side.
Apotheos working to build out of the back. More pressure coming, and this ball is fired over the top. Can Witten get to it? Witten can get to it. Gets tapped a little bit. Witten looking for options. Chisholm, oh, great little feint. Chisholm chips it to the back post, and it, just outside the post. Oh, I thought he had hit it in.
I thought he hit it in,
I thought we had it on goal.
He hit it in.
That's really good emergency defending. Take a look at this one again. Chisholm does a great job getting that back post, and the way it goes off. Oh, my goodness. That was Mason Cookus. Really good for Mason Cookus just to get that out of danger. From our angle, it looked like it might have gone in. Really good work from Kukas. Now the corner for Apotheos. Back into the middle, headed away nicely. Dawson Malcolm got ahead to that. Apotheos trying to recycle. Vivian. Vivian's going to put that up into the mixer. It goes over everyone's head. Charlottetown with a chance to clear it out. And they're going to try and hit our tent with it. Admirable.
Maybe they're aiming to hit our tent.
I mean, it's a target. It's a big white tent in the middle of the concourse.
That is very true.
The wind has died down, too, so much more doable. The captain, Chisholm, looking to throw this in. Fires that long, and eventually it bounces around to the box before Apotheos is able to win it. Now a foul right around midfield. Tyler Trimmel picks up the foul on the right-hand side, right-hand attacking side. Referee being very stern about where he wants this to be taken. Slammer Lopez very demonstrative about not liking that. And now over the top to Tanaka. Tanaka down the left-hand side. Bodies arriving in the box. If Tanaka can chip this in, and it's cleared out nicely. The work's not done yet. Vivian. Looking for bodies, trying to cross that back to Tanaka. Too far over his head. Also, the Tanaka's trying to win that race. He's able to win it. Really good tackle there from Knapp. Chisholm. And Tanaka's not back on side. He'll take the touch of it, and the flag will go up for offside. Apotheos still hunting this goal. And speaking of which, are you in the hunt for your dream car but can't seem to get the right price? ACU, we have the auto loan rates that you can afford. No bait and switch with rates here. To get an affordable auto loan rate to your dream car, visit acuonline.org today. Center ref tonight is Christopher Haggerty. He's done a really good job of managing the temperature of this game.
Absolutely. I think he's done a very good job of managing, you know, the stress and the anger that can come from a game like this. He's done a great job of being composed and really being able to read what the game is doing and what the game's happening in the moment.
Ball is fired in, and eventually Nunnery's got to come claim it. On the left side of the box, I almost wondered if there was going to be a bit of miscommunication, but nicely handled from Nunnery. Hey, you talked about the temperature of the game. It feels like it's kind of wavered at times with the physicality of it. We've seen a couple players get a little hot under the collar, but it felt like the communication's been really good. We've seen one yellow card, and even that was more of a I didn't mean to stomp on your foot. Although now Charlottetown Hops looking to stomp on Dreams, getting down the left-hand side. Trying to find space in the middle. Cardona leaves it off. It's Guy Ellis who had found his way under the inside. Slammer Lopez. Oh, nice touch. Able to get on inside, and a great recovery. That ball fired. Oh, and a collision. That's great recovery from Chisholm to close down Slammer Lopez and not let him get that shot off. And then Trimmel jumped right into Merfendereski.
Chisholm has been absolutely outstanding in knowing where he needs to be and just putting his whole body on the line to stop a promising attack.
It's such a dangerous situation, though, if you're a goalkeeper in that moment. You're stretched out. You're capable of getting gutted there, but he does a good job of being brave. Gets the foul now. He's got to take this goal kick, firing it off into the night. Takes a bounce, and Charlottetown able to control it. Apotheos able to get going the other way. Now we got a bit of pinball action, Minfield. Everybody trying to figure out how they want to try and control this. Played all the way back in, a bit of a mistouch. And went off of somebody's arm, I believe. Apotheos will get to take this. They'll take their time. Maybe just catch their moment to breathe with under 10 to go here in the game. Still tied at 1. Hosts looking for a winner late. Visitors looking to continue a strong start to the season and only their 4th match. Apotheos already in their 6th. Why? Because NPSL. Bounding back and forth, eventually finding its way into the midfield. Nicely controlled. Andrew Chica trying to play it down. Chisholm trying to chase it down. Chisholm's going to have the legs for this. Down in the left corner. Chisholm looking for it. Fires it. That's out for a goal kick. Not able to bend the ball back in.
One thing that I really love watching with Tyler Trimnall, we talked a little bit about him earlier in his ability of just being that strong forward for Charlottetown, but also the leadership up there. As soon as that run was played back to Apotheos, back into the goal, he was telling everyone, move forward, get up, because it was so open wide and it was not a lot of pressure coming at Apotheos. And I think that's huge to have someone who has that voice and can be that leader right at the top.
You've been getting that as well, I think, from really both forwards tonight, Maddie, is that both of them have been, to your point, been communicating, been asking guys, hey, be here. You know, be where I need you to be able to support me, and let me move to support you as well. We've seen both of them move around a lot. Trying to hit the big switch, and it's headed straight up in the air. Eventually, it's surrounded by bodies, and Apotheos able to try and get forward. And Tanaka shifted more into that midfield at this point. Looks like we got a sub coming in for Apotheos. Vivian's still dribbling. Nobody there. Firing it from Guest. Witten, would great job to take it off Witten's foot. He had topped it up to himself and was getting ready to hit it off the tee. And now a big chance for Charlottetown Hops to get going in transition. And great defensive work. And a pull down and a foul calling the other way. And what absolutely wonderful work. Nijhuis. And Dave Nijhuis doing the work out there. And now you got a sub for Apotheos. Miguel Gonzalez is going to come off for Tommy Red.
One thing that I always love to highlight is the defenders, and Hughes did a great job there of finding Trimnall and absolutely stopping him from making that attack. The foul was called on Trimnall, and I do think the ref made the right call there. He was yanking him. He pulled him back to try and get it there. He was upset about the call. I think it's the right call by the ref.
I agree with you. I think it was too, and it's good positioning. We've seen that a couple times tonight. Of just smart defending, getting the positioning so that if the attacker wins the ball, he's going to have to go through you in a fouling manner to do so. He did a really good job of it.
Ooh, that was a nice ball.
That was a really nice ball. Tanaka's not able to control it without the pressure all over him. This ball's going to eventually fall. And it's turned over. Now a chance for Apotheos. Bodies pouring forward. And upended. And here comes a card, and this one will be yellow. Might be a little bit more of a burnt yellow.
A little bit of like a burnt orange. Burnt orange for that foul.
Yeah, it's like an old mustard. Let's go with that. It's
Okay,
not quite yellow. It's a little bit beyond yellow. It's a hard foul from Pigeon.
I mean, he gets on the run, he's running forward, and then just bodies him right there.
Yeah.
He gets the ball, and then it's the aftermath of him just swinging forward into him.
He does his job in that he stops the break. Now, looks like we may have some subs getting ready to come in. The fourth talking to looks like the coaching staff for Charlottetown. Yeah, we will have a sub. Tucker Kern coming off. Benyon Yao coming in. This free kick flipped in, and it's in the back of the net!
That's in the top. Apotheos goal!
Alvaro Sanchez, I believe, got the final touch to it. Let's take another look. And in the 88th minute, Apotheos have flipped the score around and take a 2-1 lead at home. Alvaro Sanchez gets his head to that set piece, and now moments away from another home victory for Apotheos FC.
What a beautiful set piece that was. That's exactly what you want out of that set piece opportunity. A great ball into the box. Sanchez is right where he needs to be. He lays that header in, and it just slots right past the goalkeeper in Nunnery.
And now this ball fired down with hope in its heart, but eventually that's going to fall for Apotheos for a throw-in, and now Sanchez has got to get that off his foot quickly. He's able to do so. And now the pressure really ratcheting up. We talk about teams suffering. Right now, Apotheos is going to have to suffer with a 1-goal lead. Under a minute left in the 90. We'll see how much stoppage time we get in this one. Aaron Witten doing a lot of running, a lot of thankless running. Great work from Justin Guest to try and break that up. Unable to do so. Charlottetown hops down the left-hand side. That ball taken away. And a little bit of miscommunication, and the pressure's going to be right back on. Dawson Malcolm. Trimmel. Flicked all the way back. Denyon Yao, who's playing on that back line now. Slimmer Lopez flips it all the way across. Kitchen tried to push it forward, unable to get it all the way there. Drew Hansen was able to fight for it, and it'll be a throw-in. Couple seconds from now, we should figure out how much stoppage time we have left. The fourth official's got his board. We can see the numbers glowing. Just show them to us, man.
I'm getting anxious up here. 3 minutes of stoppage time going to be added.
It's going to be a long 3 minutes for Apotheos as they have to defend this. Long free kick into the box, headed back to the top of the 18, flicked back in, fired up into the night. Apotheos able to clear it for the time being. Tanaka's able to chase it down, but it goes out of play. Train that ball kid better. Don't hand it over so quickly. That ball is deflected around, finds the top of the box, cleared out of there. Apotheos doing the work so far. Trying to get back, Justin Guest trying to get back defensively. This is crossed in, taken care of. Fired off into the night once again. Going to force Charlottetown to reset this one. Aaron Witten working so hard, trying to find something. Aaron Witten is able to, but the ball goes out of play. Either for a foul or a throw-in. Carter Nunnery's going to step up to take this one. It's not entirely suicidal. It's at the edge of the defending third.
Allows you to get more bodies forward.
Trying to get it forward. Eventually that's going to fall to Witten. And a heavy touch trying to go forward and pick the ball up, run a couple yards, put it down. Liam Vivian doing the job. 91:37 gone on the clock. Have 3 minutes. We lost a minute and a half of it. Long ball to Mefendereski. He's able to punch it away. Mefendereski trying to get back into goal. Trying to find it. Charlottetown trying to weave their way through this forest of Apotheos players in the box. And that's off the side of Dawson Malcolm's foot, who has just worked so hard tonight, a part of that Charlottetown backline. And Maddie, don't let the scoreline fool you. They have worked really hard to mitigate Apotheos getting forward.
Absolutely. Charlottetown has done a phenomenal job, especially I look back at the first half, and even too when Apotheos got that second goal to tie it up. They kept battling, they kept pressuring. They weren't allowing Apotheos to slip in those easy passes that they probably could have done any other day. They were pressuring, they were pushing forward, and they were not allowing Apotheos to get anywhere near their attacking half.
Dawson Malcolm was cramping up there. 20 seconds left here. 92:44 on the clock. That ball's headed all the way back to Carter Nunnery. He's going to put it on the ground. We're going to play kickball. Fires it back. Off of somebody's head. Into the box. Trying to find the opportunity. That's Sanchez who fires it down the field. That might actually be perfect. It's eventually going to go out. We're over 93. Waiting for the whistle. Nunnery fires it down. This has to be the last chance for Charlottetown. Deflected. One more shot. One more chance. Clipped back out. Goal kick. Waiting for the whistle. We're 3.5 minutes past it now. If it doesn't come on this goal kick, I don't know what I'm going to do. Merfendereski's not putting his foot on this ball before 94 minutes. And there it is. There's the whistles. There's the victory for Apotheos FC. A come-from-behind victory with 2 goals in the second half. And Apotheos win it again at home. They stay undefeated at Silverbacks Park with a 2-1 victory. Goals from Kodai Tanaka and Alvaro Sanchez give Apotheos the 2-1 victory and a hard-fought battle. But they get those 3 points, Maddie.
Being undefeated at home is huge, especially you want your home sanctuary to be a fortress for you, a place where you can come and you can get 3 points every time. And that's exactly what Apotheos is doing here at Silverback Park. They're a force to be reckoned with when you guys come play them here at Silverback, and they're going to continue to battle, and especially coming from behind against a very strong Charlottetown side. This is a huge victory for them.
It's a fantastic performance for this club in a game where they gave up the early goal. They had to fight hard. Charlottetown Hops really made them work for everything. It took that moment of brilliance for Kodai Tanaka. It took a great finish off of a set piece from Alvaro Sanchez to find the difference. A hard-fought game on both sides, but it's Apotheos who pick up the 3 points and move on with a 2-1 victory. Wherever you are, thank you for joining us this evening. Everybody go catch their breaths. For Madison Cruz, I'm Jared Smith. Y'all stay safe. Be good, y'all.